Hey guys, it's your favorite Unc here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. Ocho, I don't know if you saw this, but Jerry said Tuesday it's very unfair he said it's very fair to blame the Cowboys' struggles on him. That's very fair. It's well known. No decision is ultimately made here. What I either have acquiesced or approved it. That's very fair. Whatever it is here, that's the way it is. Jerry, you're not interrupting our normally scheduled programming to tell us that. We know that. You made that abundantly clear.
Yeah. And I've been saying that for the longest. I thought Jerry would have got the message by now. I mean, obviously he going to ignore it. You said he was going to ignore it. Jerry, let the players play. Jerry, let the coaches coach. The team itself, because of the star on his helmet, it gets enough attention as it is. There's enough pressure on the players already. There's enough pressure on the coaches already because they can't even make the goddamn decisions they need to make to win the goddamn game they need to win because you're looking over everybody's shoulder. Man, take a back seat. Kick your feet up. Matter of fact, go watch the game on your yacht.
Ocho.
Tell Jerry, go watch the game on your yacht. Let them boys do what they need to do, man.
But see, what Jerry fails to realize, the Cowboys are the sun. Does the sun need to burn any hotter for it to be brighter? It's brighter.
It's already hot.
Jerry, you don't have to sell it. It's already sold. Listen, that's the way to keep his name.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Go ahead, Ocho.
The Dallas Cowboys is blue magic,
For sure.
Chad, if you saw American Gangster, the Dallas Cowboys in blue magic. You ain't got to do nothing to it. You ain't got to do nothing to it. Just sell it as it is. It's going to sell itself. Come on, Jerry.
Somebody might get a little bit more credit. Because you think about it, if you look at the 90s, what did they talk about? They talked about Jimmy and the triplets. Nobody mentioned Jerry. Even though once Jimmy left, he was yakking. It was the triplets.
Yeah.
It was Troy, Emmett, and Michael. When Jimmy was there, it was Jimmy. How about them Cowboys?
Right.
Jerry despised that because he saw Al. When you play the Raiders, it's always been Al Davis. It's always been about Al. It's kind of like in the Yankees, before Mr. Steinbrenner passed, all those great players, once he purchased it from CBS, I think in 73 for like $7 million, it was about George. Jerry learned how to be an owner from Al Davis. It was always about Al. And that's what Jerry wants. He wants that attention. Most owners, Mr. Kraft, you look at the Rooneys, we good back here. Eddie DeBartolo for the 49ers before his sister. Now Jed York and them had the York family has it. They in the back.
Right.
Clark Hunt. Yeah. Before his dad, Mr. Rest his soul, Lamar, I played the Chiefs. When his dad owned the team, I mean, you didn't even if you didn't know, it's something when the owner is the centerpiece of your franchise. There's something to be said for that.
Yeah, most definitely. And listen, I don't think they will see success until things change. And I'm sure Jerry's not going to step down because he's already made the comment that who can run the team better than he can. Well, obviously, he might be the issue because they haven't been back to a Super Bowl, the last 25, 27 years. I'm not sure what the number may be, but it's one thing about him. He's a great salesman. Oh, yeah. That's why the fans and the city, everyone continues to buy in because he's going to sell you. He's going to sell you a dream, man.
Man, Ocho, they killing Jerry. They killing Jerry in the chat. They say Jerry be taking that it's a game of inches, literally. Man, y'all get out of the chat. Come on, man.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right, Ocho. You're absolutely right. This is what Jerry wants. Jerry's like, anytime you're talking about the Cowboys, be it good, bad, doesn't matter. You talking.
Yeah. Long as you're talking. That's the damn problem.
Like I said, I played with Mr. B. Mr. B.A. I mean, before, early on, Ocho, he'd be on the sideline. He have his fur coat on, his mink or whatever the case may be. Boom, in the sideline. Mr. Modell stood in the back. The only time Mr. Modell, I was there 2 years. Now, I don't know what he was like before I got there, and I don't know what he was like after I left. The only time in the locker room, Mr. Modell spoke after we won the Super Bowl. He broke down and started crying. He said, I'll never forget what y'all did for me today. He said, I'm proud of you. He said, I'm very proud of you now. He said, I'll never forget what you did today. That's the only time. Mr. B, I don't recall Mr. B talking in the locker room. And I was there. We won back-to-back Super Bowls. I don't remember Mr. B talking in the locker room. Right. But I guess go ask the Cowboys. Can they remember a time Jerry not talking in the locker room? Yeah, when Jimmy was there. Why you think Parcells left?
Yeah, listen, Bill Parcells, and I see a lot of people talk about Bill Belichick taking the job in Dallas. Like you talk about, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. You know, Bill Belichick is no different than Bill Parcells. Like all that talking, the number one thing, being a part of the Patriot Way is one of the things that Bill Belichick despises and you cannot do. You cannot talk to the media. You can't. Say nothing. Short and sweet, to the point. Don't talk. Don't give a team any bulletin board material. And you think Bill Belichick is going to the Cowboys to have Jerry front and center every goddamn time? Absolutely.
Ocho, what
not.
other owner in the NFL? What other owner in any sport has a radio show?
Oh, 105, 103.5, something like that.
Yeah, him, hey, Jerry. Man, that's my point.
You got to be heard, man.
That's it. Because here's the thing. Let's just say for the sake of argument, Big Coach Belichick says, "Well, I don't really need to be the general manager." Okay, we can see that, but he says, "Jerry, these are the type players you do know if Coach Belichick comes in there and he makes changes, that's an indictment on Jerry, because Jerry believes the players that he had are exquisite. Coach Belichick comes in and says, I need this type of player."
Right.
Uh-oh. Now what?
Yeah, we got a problem before it even started. The show didn't even start yet. The credit. Listen, not the credits. What you call it? What come on before the movie come on?
Oh, the preview.
Oh yeah, the preview. The preview's on. They ain't even getting. They stood in the previews and they already butting heads.
Ocho, but here's the thing: if Coach Belichick comes in and the Cowboys get to and win the Super Bowl, who gonna get the credit?
Oh, you know Bill. Oh, you know we talk about Bill.
The one thing that Jerry despised. That's why he ran Jimmy off. What other coach you know will run a coach off after back-to-back Super Bowls, considering they hadn't won one since the 70s? So they hadn't won one in damn near 20 years. And the coach that comes in and gives you back-to-back, and you got a 25-year-old Troy Aikman, 25-year-old, a 24-year-old Emmitt Smith. You got a 26-year-old Michael Irvin. So you got those guys in their absolute prime. And you say, the guy that got prime. Now you got to go.
Ego, boy. Ego. Pride. You know? Listen, your pride fall first before everything else do.
I think the greatest thing that's ever happened was what we saw in New England, and we might not see it again. Because Mr. Kraft set his ego aside, and for the longest time, Tom and Coach Belichick set their egos aside. And then somebody started listening to the noise and said, who deserves more credit? And then all of a sudden, Tom did not want to leave New England. Tom wanted to be a one-helmet guy. He wanted to be that. He deserved that. I mean, some people deserve that opportunity. Like Coach Smith, North Carolina, he deserved to stay there. As long as he didn't get embroiled in a scandal, he deserved to be there. Right. Coach K at Kentucky. Coach Summit at Tennessee. There are certain coaches, Coach Bryant, Nick Saban, certain coaches, because they've been exemplary on the field and in the community, they get to finish on their terms. Tom Brady has been everything. The player he was supposed to play And this is the one time that Mr. Kraft supposed to have to put his foot down and say, Billy, that's what he calls Coach Belichick, Billy, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. I'm not.
Damn.
I'm not. Because he said Tommy was like a son to him.
Mm-hmm.
The value in that franchise was because of 1-2.
Yeah.
He gave his mom a Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
Family members don't normally get Super Bowl rings. I gave my brother my Super Bowl ring because it meant more for me for him to have it than it ever would to me.
Right. That's live.
So, but no, Tom was supposed to be there for perpetuity. Tom's supposed to, roll, if he got a motorized scooter, a cane, a walker,
right.
But not, he's supposed to have been there. And for whatever reasons, Coach Belichick thought it was over. And well, it started way before then, Ocho. It started way before then when Jimmy G and the guy wrote that article, Seth Wickersham and somebody else, Mark Fader-Wawada or somebody else wrote an article about the power struggle that was starting to happen. And Mr. Kraft put his foot down and say, you will trade Jimmy G. He basically gave Jimmy G away to the 49ers. He adores Kyle Shanahan. He has the utmost respect for Kyle's father, Mike Shanahan. So he's like, as basically an FU to Mr. Kraft, well, I'm going to give him away.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, he was going to be next in line. He was going to be next in line. And I, as the franchise quarterback, I don't want the person who is next in line, my successor, to be looking over my shoulder, because at any point when I'm not playing well or as good as I should be based on what people are used to seeing, now y'all calling for Jimmy G to be the starter. Man, y'all got to get him up out of here.
But look,
you got to get him up out of here.
What I've relayed and through my experience and being around great players.
Right.
Great players, as they start to age, they only get compared to them younger selves. Mm-hmm. Who could you compare Tom to? Who did you compare Peyton to? You compare them to them younger selves. And so that's what the great players, that's their honor. You comparing a 35, 36-year-old to a 24, 25-year-old. And although Tom, it's not like he had 3 games in a row the man threw for 150 yards. But considering because Edelman has started to be involved in a little bit few too many car wrecks, it has started to affect him. Gronk has started to get nicked a little bit more frequently. It has started to impact him. And so the weapons that he once had were plenty, but the collisions had started to add up. So that started to impact him. Well, Coach Belichick thought it was Brady. He didn't look around at the surroundings to see, man, if I get, maybe upgrade something.
Right.
Because Brady had taken pay cuts for damn near for 20 years. So what the hell you put hiding the money under your pillow? So where were you spending the money? And he had started to reach because a lot of times when you become great, Ocho, you start to take unnecessary risks. He had such success. He got Gronk. He got Aaron Hernandez in the 3rd round. He got Gronk in the 2nd round, who was a 1st-round pick, but he had the back injury. Hernandez was a 1st-round pick, but he had the off-the-field issues. He dropped to the 3rd. You get Edelman in the 7th round. You get Amendola in free agency. You get Wes Welker. People don't really know. And so he had some good picks early on, especially defensively. But his wide receivers, the wide receivers he was picking was terrible. Terrible. But well, it was fun. 20 years. Look, who wouldn't take 20 years, 6 Super Bowls, 9 Super Bowl appearances, Ocho?
Yeah, everybody would.
Yeah, they would.
Everybody would. But you know how hard it is to win 6 Super Bowls?
Hell, I know how hard it is to win 1. You talk about 6.
Yeah, you talk about 1. Yeah, you know how hard it is to win 1, let alone to go to 9 and win 6. You can't even do it. It's difficult to do that in the video game Madden, let alone in real life. That lets you know how great and how much of an icon goddamn Bill is.
Yeah.